Hello everyone, welcome to another Monday live stream. My name is Shane Olson and today we're going to be sculpting Watto by DMAC for the May 4th. It's not quite May the 4th be with you yet, but close enough. So I figured I'd sculpt a Star Wars character. What's up, Neil? Welcome. Okay. So let's just start out with this sphere like we always do. Get a little cup of coffee. All right. Turn on dynamic. You know, I think I'm just going to go ahead and grab this blue. Let's just start with a blue sphere, yeah? What's up, Mark? Zakira, how are you? Welcome. Okay, let's see. Where are we? Know what that control that thing was. That's weird. Hey, McBalls. How you guys doing? Welcome. Sorry I've been absent the last couple weeks. I've been frantically rolling my website back to my old website. It wasn't working out, so I had to kind of scramble and fix things, and now we should be back to it very soon. Back to the way it was. It's kind of one of those, if it isn't broke, don't fix it kind of a thing. I learned my lesson. I had good intentions, but it just didn't work out, dang it. That new annoying Windows, oh, is that what that's from? Hey, Chris? The Windows update did this control, I was holding down control and it like did this zoomy thing. When you double click it, oh, look at that. Aha. Okay. Weird. I've never seen that before. Yeah, that's weird. I don't like it. But thanks for letting me know. Okay, this guy might go pretty quick, I think. This is DMAC, D-MAC. He has some good stuff. He's kind of hit and miss a little bit with his designs, but he has a page of these Star Wars characters. If I get done with this guy before my time's up, I'll do another one. But we'll see how it goes. All right, his eyes are so far apart. I don't think so. I'm just doing my own, you know. This is just for funsies. I always sculpt just for funsies. That's my thing. Better save this to start with. Hey Chuck, how are you doing? All right, so let's do. Okay. And just start to bend this down. It's like Squidward. I didn't realize how closely Watto looks like Squidward. So how is everybody doing today? It's good? It's finally spring here in Utah after a very, very long winter. We still have so much snow to come down off the mountains. All right, this guy's kind of like a Muppet. Hey there, Monero. Welcome. Okay. I need to decide how I want to make this mouth. It's pulled back really far on his head. And I think I'm going to stitch these two pieces together early on. These two, the purple and the red one. Okay. So, and I might even stitch the nose in, but I think I'm going to leave it separate. So let's separate it off. Split hidden. Okay, and make sure both of these are visible. Okay, and stitch, remesh by union. Okay, come on, turn symmetry back on, and now I'm going to go ahead and flood fill this with something like this. There we go, and we're off to the races. So is anyone else doing Star Wars characters lately? Hey, Leonard. Yep. Yeah, I apologize for my absence. I was well, the first Monday, Maxon was streaming during my stream time, so I couldn't stream then. And then the week after that, I was really busy. So I wasn't able to stream, but here I am. I'm back. Okay, so I think I'm just going to hide this nose and just make a big, huge mouth cavity just by pulling it in. Give myself a little bit more resolution here. Okay, and then I'm going to mask off this section that is around where his mouth should be. Something like this. Invert that mask and just drag it in. Drag it in. I'll be on the May the 4th stream. So I've been so busy, I haven't been paying attention to this thing. So what can you guys kind of tell me what that is? This is kind of my May the 4th stream, but it's on my own stream, you know. But I haven't, yeah, I haven't looked to see what that whole thing is about, what they're doing with it. Hey Alex, welcome. Hello, hello. Okay, now with these mouth cavities, you don't necessarily need to have a giant mouth cavity in there unless you're going to be doing animation and showing the inside of his mouth, essentially. But if you're not, then you don't need to. You just need to push it in just enough to make it so the character's lips can go together. Right now he looks like a puppet. This guy would be a great puppet. I think he was a puppet, right? McBobbles, that's hilarious. Oh, it's so crazy to me how would I say passionate the Star Wars nerds are, you know? So passionate, those guys. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna mask off the mouth interior right here. Actually, I'm gonna just go ahead and mask off all the way up to here. And then blur it. And then close his mouth. Oh, better use the right brush. I used to do a pretty good Watto impression. I need to listen to him. I haven't I haven't watched it for so long. Watto. W-A-T-T-O. From episode 1. He's the guy that runs the shop where Anakin's working. Child labor. Slave driver guy. Is nice motto there. It's kind of like that. I tried. I'll have to listen to it again. It looks like Bert from Sesame Street. Are we streaming live on Thursday, May the 4th? At 11, okay. And it looks like the bottom side of this nose is flat. So I'm going to get this knife cut brush. Actually, I think I'm going to do the knife lasso on this one. And let's see. Maybe too much. There we go. Just gonna slice that right off there. And then fill it with the color again. Hit switch instead of fill. Okay, and then I can use this polygon size slider just to kind of crank it down a little bit. There we go. It's a special stream with Sam Williams, Hasbro, and me. Oh, nice, nice, nice. You're gonna show off your toy. What's the difference between the knife lasso and the clip lasso? So if you hit BK, you can see all of these lasso tools. The knife lasso, all these knife brushes will actually delete the geometry that you're cutting off, and it will fill the hole with triangular geometry. And a clip lasso will actually push all of the geometry that exists up to the edge of the line or up to the edge of the selection that you have. So that's the main difference. It would like cutting, deleting versus pushing. Hey, Steven. Somewhere between Watto and Squidward. How are you doing, man? Paul announced it on his last stream at the end. Okay. So knife gets rid of the elephant's foot, correct. It will delete it completely. Gone instead of squish. So, like if I click this clip curve right here, I'll just show you. Clip curve. If you look at this geometry, okay, I hold down Shift, Control, drag a line, and see that white line? I'm adding spacebar to my selection, by the way, to move this around. So now I'm holding down 3 buttons, Shift, Control, and spacebar. Okay, if I let go of spacebar, then this will snap, like you can see the increments. And if I let go of Shift, I'm still holding Control. Now I can smoothly move it. So it's kind of a combination of those 3 buttons. But if I do this and I let go, then it takes all of that geometry and pushes it up against that white dotted line. Okay, so if I choose this knife cut brush and I do the same thing, let go, it's actually going to slice it and fill it with new geometry. So there you go. That's the difference. It's a good question. All right. Hey Neil, is the new site back up yet? I just barely rolled the name servers over to my site this morning. So hopefully it gets rolled over soon. I'm super excited about it. I wanted to use this new platform called Mighty Networks because it had a really nice mobile platform. Really nice way to organize things, and it felt more interactive than my old site. I used it's down. Okay. Max said it was working for him. It's the exact same URL. It's still 3dcharacterworkshop.com. It's going to be the same thing. It'll just be updated and looking like a new thing. So, hold on one second here. But now I've used all the things that I learned, and so for the student experience on Mighty Networks, it was awesome. But for the sales side of things, it was not. And I didn't realize that it was kind of broken until I tried to run a discount on my a promotion. So this is the new website, and this is the bundle. And you will qualify for the Maxon 1 educational software bundle if you buy this bundle. And it has everything that I sell in this bundle, all the things. And what's cool about it's the exact same price that I used to sell it for back in the day. But now it has this add-on and some other things. So, and then this is the main workshop if you just want the workshop itself. And then I have these, I split out the different characters, so you can buy these characters by themselves, or you can just get this one if you want to try a small course. And here's some free ZBrush brushes right here. So this is what it will look like eventually. So as soon as it rolls out, it'll be there. Yeah, it's right in the middle of changing name servers, like right now. So I would be surprised if it works. It says it could take up to 48 hours. I hope it's not down for that long. It's just 3dcharacterworkshop.com. Unless you actually want the link to the one that currently works, which, yeah, the one I just showed you. I mean, hold on a second. Where did that go? I think I closed it already. Oh. Never mind. Yeah, Neil, could you post the one that points to my Kajabi if you could? Oh, Chuck, so the login from Mighty Networks will not work on the old site. That's why I was asking people that purchased through Mighty. I'm gonna have to set you up with a new thing. There are 10 of you, so you're one of them. We'll get you straightened out. Okay. I just got to work out this brow. I might block it in. Let's just do that. I'm just going to block it in. I'm trying to like work it out through inflating and stuff like that. And you guys know me and how I work. I block stuff out. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's get the eyes in there so we kind of have something to riff off of. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. Okay. This is reminds me of a puppet so much. It's funny. Hello from India. Okay. And I always like to split my eyes, make them separate from the rest of the body. Yep, and now he's gonzo. He's going through all the morphs, isn't he? Let's fill this. Weed Lord, I love that name. Okay, for the lower eyelids, I'm going to duplicate this off. I guess I went too soon with the color. Fill it, and then I can use the knife brush again, the knife cut, and just cut it in half. There's a few from India. Hello, welcome. And then you can just hold down Control and inflate this out. Sweet Lord is a master of lawn care. I'm sure that's what he's referring to. That's funny. I need a weed lord for my yard. Leonard, I'm excited to see what you guys are going to be talking about. So are you going to be showing off your toy? Am I allowed to talk about what it is? His little nose trunk. Like a mini elephant. It's finished. You sure Paul shared it? Nice. So Leonard has made a it's almost a film accurate AT-AT out of, is it aluminum and metal? Carlos, how are you? Welcome. I'm doing pretty well. I'm trying to roll my website back to the way it was before. Is there anyone besides me that's not from India here? Most people. There's only a few from India. What time is it in India right now, by the way? Just curious. Isn't it like in the middle of the night? Diehards staying up. You know, I think a lot of folks in India will they stay up all night because that's when their internet is not being used by everyone else. I've heard that a couple times. It's 12, like midnight, or in the middle of the day. I think it's midnight, right? Okay. Trying to get a little bit of a lip around the end of this thing. Midnight, okay. It's not too bad. The armature is, the shell is 3D printed. Got you. That's right. I remember seeing it. I can't remember exactly what it was made out of, or it was all put together. Okay, I think I'm going to build his brows in 2 different pieces. It does. Or like a Beaker Gonzo or something. I don't know. I think because the nose is separate right here. I need to get these brows in place, so let's do that. Okay, this looks like kind of an elongated sphere. Kind of like this. Okay. Maybe a little smaller. And then I'm going to duplicate it off and make a big one, but bury it in his head. More. It's kind of like that. Maybe a little wider. So it's just kind of a bump right there. Okay. The voice doesn't work on me. I can't do his voice. I tried. What are you trying to do, kid? I love his voice. 6 characters for a video game. I only have like 2.5 months. Depends on how simple the characters are and how fast you are. My tips would be to make sure the characters are simple enough that you could pull them off in that short amount of time. Okay. Do the same thing. Or find someone who's super fast. Turn the topological off for a minute. Weebles. Okay, I'm actually going to pull this all the way down into this neighboring sphere to make the brow go around his eyes. Kind of bury it in his head here. Okay, now that I have that in place, I'm realizing that his head is way too short. So, not to be too perfectionist on those characters and just get them out as quickly as I can. I mean, I guess. How many hours do you work a day? Well, it depends on the day. Because my full-time job is teaching people how to sculpt characters now. But when I was working at Disney, I would work like 8 to 10 hours a day or more. Just depends on what you need and what you got to get done. All right, I'm going to tuck these eyes in. A little bit more. Hey, Charlie. I'll keep in mind. Yep. Yes. No, he's been a fantastic help. Okay, I want to separate all these pieces out. And just do auto groups, mirror and weld. Turn off local symmetry. There we go. Turn it back on. Back in business. And I think I'm going to do one of these. Turn dynamic off. Okay. Should probably save it. And his nose is too small now. This is the add react part. Just add react, add react. Okay. Then grabbing the bottom of his mouth and pulling it out a little bit more. Dynamic is back on, dang it. Here's a fun question for you. What kind of opportunity job would have to come around for you to step away from full-time teaching? Any sort of dream job? Well, you know, I just have to say that my dream job would I would have to say probably Pixar. But the thing about Pixar is I just did a workshop for them 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago? Friday. I did it last Friday. I did a workshop for them. So I'm pretty satisfied with that, you know? And I can't believe it. I can't believe that the place that I would love to, that I would love to have worked at when I was younger and more single than I am right now, that I'm actually getting the opportunity to teach them, you know. I did a 3D printing class for them. So yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with that. And I've done some workshops for, like, you know, I always told my parents I'd love to work for Lego. Yeah, Jerome was in that class. Yep. And he actually mentioned you, Leonard. So you're famous. In a good way. It was good. not like that damn Leonard or anything. Okay, this is a fun looking character so far. And I'm going to be streaming on my website soon, so if you guys are interested, it's 3D Character Workshop on YouTube. If you want to check, you know, subscribe so you don't miss when I go live over there. I'm going to be streaming some mobile sculpting stuff over there. So, yes, ZBrush is my first love, but I can't really take ZBrush with me everywhere I go. I don't want to answer that. I took a whole bunch of pictures of my Formlabs printers and everything else, but not the Saturn yet. You know, I do have to say though, my friend Renault from Blizzard, he has a Saturn II, and he just, speaking of weed, he just found like a, what is it called? Like a weed grow. It's called a growing box. It's like made of fabric, and it's a big kind of enclosed box, and it has like a some technical things, some, like, you can what is it, what I'm trying to say? You can monitor the temperature, and you can monitor different things in there, and he just yeah, Steven, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't remember if I downloaded the image that he posted or not. But it basically contains all of this stink, you know, and all of the harsh chemicals and things like that. So you can basically put it inside of a room, and it will filter all that stuff out. And you can monitor it too. So you can watch your prints. Block the browse structure with other mesh instead of sculpting it directly. Is there a reason why? Just because it's more controlled. And then I'll merge it in, and then it'll give me these nice clean shapes. Do you know Layla? Like Layla? Who's Layla? I don't know. There you go. There's a link if you want to subscribe to it over there. Yeah, that's the blockout technique that I'm showing is the blockout technique that I teach. For how long have you been sculpting in ZBrush? I don't know, Layla. I don't know what that is or who that is. I've been sculpting in ZBrush for, I think, I want to say 10 years. Has it been that long? The other question, did you eat at the Pixar cafeteria, and did you, Leonard, I've been there before, but I did it virtual this time. I did the workshop virtually through Zoom. But I've been to Pixar twice, and I had raviolis when I went there. I love their cereal bar. Big cereal fan. I went there back when they were working on Ratatouille, and back in the animators pit, I guess they call it, they had like a full-on miniature French cafe like built back there, and you could go buy coffee and stuff from like they go all out when they do stuff like that. Okay, now that I have this, I'm gonna I really want to blend this nose into this head right here and start working that stuff out. So I'm going to stitch these together. But I want to open his mouth up a little bit so I don't stitch this closed. And I think I can... I might not be able to do it this way. Nope. I think I'm just going to have to use the topological brush and pull it open by hand. Can't even do that. Must be really close. I'll just stitch it. I don't care. Whatever. Fine. I should have kept that poly group, but that's okay. All right. Raise this nose up just a little bit so it's not touching that lip. Okay. And then we can stitch these together. Merge it down. Okay. How does one move the mask like that? So basically, you just show the gizmo and you hold down Control. And I was trying to hold Control and drag it like this because that's an appendage mask. So if you see this nose, I can hold down Control and kind of drag down the nose, and it will mask. It'll try to mask off going down the appendage. A day where whatever I sculpt seems to not work. Well, explain a little bit more. What's not working? Here, let's see. You know, I think when I stitch, it's going to stitch these things in here too. I'm not ready for that yet. I just want to stitch the head to the nose. So let's hide the head and the nose and the bottom of the nose, and then split hidden. And now we stitch this together. Center this. And then it's called Remesh by Union. And that will stitch that right up. Accept. And we have it stitched. Trying to come up with concepts for a mechanical design, but whatever decision I make, it doesn't seem to go anywhere good. Are you trying to design it yourself? It reminds me of that episode of Big Bang Theory when one of the characters is trying to think super hard, and it just turns out he's very sleepy. He just needed sleep. Pretty funny episode. Okay. Turn this down just a little bit. See, now it's blended, but see what it did to my mouth. I think I'm just going to leave that mouth alone and not do this and just go for dynamic. Make sure my Sculptris Pro adaptive size is turned off. If you're struggling to come up with concept or design, I highly recommend Pinterest. Pinterest is your friend, and it's also a rabbit hole that you'll get lost down. Oh, it says, oh, Layla. Ah, Layla, that Layla. Yes. I don't know her personally, no. But I've talked to her once in a while. I know she uses my brushes, or some of my brushes. And I like her work a lot. I think she, hey Nahanda, I think she streams Sunday nights, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. Okay, let's try this now. Hello, Brazil. I assume that means that you're from Brazil. Hello, welcome. Him without the nose and the eyebrows turns out to be a good alien design for sure. Okay, I'm just kind of flood filling this since I'm not going to do the... Oh, looks like my mirroring is not on. Okay, turn that mirroring on and do it again. There we go. Okay, now we can use this fill brush to blend the nose into the head. And I can start to make these the lower eyelid. Oh, she's using my, that's why, yeah, I didn't know that was, I forgot that's what her name was. My apologies. But yeah, I only know of her. I don't know her personally. I've never met her. Other than hanging out in her streams. Where can you obtain line brushes? Well, they're typically on my website over at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. But right now, I am in the middle of moving from one platform to another, or one website to another. So it may be a bit before you can access them, but it should be within the next day or two if you can't access them yet. Turn this intensity down a little bit. Started using your technique of stitching and using Sculptris Pro. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like it. I like it a lot. How you doing today? Any suggestions on how to get into the toy industry? My suggestion is to just 3D print your stuff and then show it to toy companies. I know that sounds like a horrible answer, but that's what I would suggest. Just get your portfolio filled with toy-looking sculpts that are good, and try to match kind of the style of the companies that you're wanting to work for. Hey, what's up, Ashley? How you doing? Sneaking up in here. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm streaming again. Ashley in the house. I didn't even say snake cook. Man, you got to give me time. Trying to figure this out. Something is off and I can't quite. How you doing, Ashley? So Ashley's another streamer on here. If you don't know, you should know. If you don't know, can't stop, won't stop. He's self-summoned. Nice. We got a running joke that if I say snake hook brush 3 times, Ashley shows up. I still can't believe how how often it seems to work. Saying red rum in the mirror. That's true. His head might be too big back here. Your head's too big. Get that looked at. Okay. Coffee. Coffee's good. How are you going to do those ears? Probably, I'll probably just sculpt those in. I may block them in, but we'll see. And somebody was asking why I make these primitive objects, and this is why. See how now that I have everything kind of in place, I'm realizing that they're too low, so I want to pull them up into the head more. And since they're primitive objects, I can, without messing up the underlying geometry. It's a very non-destructive way to work. Yes, how are your eyes, or your eye? How is your eye? I want to turn these lower lids. Get him all squinty. Get him really squinty. Injections are working apparently, but it's not stable. Try to ignore it and okay. Oh, dang it. If I could donate an eyeball, I would. Maybe I wouldn't, but I'd like to think I could do that. Oh, I feel so bad. Snake hook champion of the world. True. The things she can do with a snake hook brush. Thanks, Alex. Trying to, I feel like it's too, the head is just too deep front to back. Overall, I need to get that tooth in there so I can kind of measure it, but. Mask and snake hooks, all you need. Yes, we do. We do. I'd be down for that. That'd be fun. Let's get Kyle on that. Set it up. But you know you'd win, so but I'd like to try. Reckless American, hello. Welcome. I don't know why I'm sculpting with my mouse at the moment, but I am. I'd like to find this dude's body and maybe sculpt the rest of it. He's pretty funny. They announced the ZBrush Summit's going to be in person. Yeah, I'd love to go. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'd love to. I don't know yet. It depends on how my sales go after I launch my new site. This needs to be closer and down. Thanks. I do too. So I can pay my bills. Okay. I need some music. I just have my headphones on. Not listening to anything. I do that often. These are my don't talk to me cups. We listen to some retro synthwave. Yeah. All right. I apologize you guys can't hear it, because if you did, they would mute my stream. Best of luck with the courses. You know, I always recommend your streams. Oh, thank you so much, especially for blocking. Lots of students struggle with the concept of blocking versus final. Yeah, there's kind of a bridge that people don't understand. You know, how to like take a blocked out model and make it final. A lot of people struggle with that. Okay, let's get this ear thingy in there. Still feel like this is too far back. Ashley, would you ever consider doing some courses yourself? You ever thought about that? I know you've been asked, but just wondered if you thought about it. I need more geometry here. This brush on your page, I'm looking for them. So my website is right in the middle of transitioning to my old site, so it may be down. Neil, is it still down? Not sure. MacBook Pro can't handle courses? Yeah, it's kind of hard to record and work at the same time. Let's see here. It is for me, but the hamsters have to remake all the connections. So what do you mean it's down for you, or it's working for you? Okay, I need to work this out through here. Still down. Okay. Hopefully it'll come up soon. Okay, I need to scale this up. Got some warbles through here I need to clean up. Okay, I'm just going to scale this whole thing up. So I can get smaller triangles. The opening page works for me, Mark? Okay. Sure, the new site's up for me, and yeah, sure. So are you seeing like the 3D Character Workshop in the bundle? That's the front page. It should be the front page. Awesome. That's super promising. It just means it needs to propagate throughout the world, is all. Yep, scroll to the very bottom for the brushes. I want to see if it's working for me. Yes, it is working for me. Okay. So if you go here and you're looking for my brushes, just scroll all the way down to the bottom. They're right here. Okay, and then you just... I made them a course for $0. They're free. And there's video to show you how to install them. And I also have brushes for 2022 and 21 if you're still using older versions of ZBrush. Okay. I'm going to try using this carve brush and just maybe too sharp. Yeah, too sharp. Let's try the cloth brush, a little softer. Just trying to get this lower eyelid. That's better. Nice and soft. And we'll put a couple here. Unless you want to drop. There you go. It's up to you. But they're free and no guilt. No guilt. Cool weather with rain throughout the day. Nice. It's very windy here and dry, but it's warm. Winter finally decided to go away. Pretty happy about that. It was a long. It was a record snow. I live in Utah, and there's a ski resort here where the most it had ever snowed there in one season was 800 inches. Which I don't know what that is in meters. But this season it snowed over 900 inches, which is nuts. And all of that snow still has to come down off the mountains. And everybody's afraid that it's going to flood like it did back in '83. Almost 2 meters, right? America. Utah. No, it's not 2 meters. It's 22, almost 23 meters. It's deep. Yeah, 22 meters. It's like taller than homes. Lots of snow. I'm in Indiana. Nice. Missed a decimal. No worries. It happens. Okay, get this tooth in here. Does he have a tooth, like one on each side? I think he does. Like 2 stories, right? Yeah, it's like, you know those pictures that you see of roads that have just walls of snow on either side of the road? That's what it's like up there. Here, I'm gonna grab this color. Another cold front headed your way. Might be getting rain here on Tuesday. Yeah, I think that's the wind that's going on out my... I can hear it right now. Naked Buffalo. I like that name. So making these brushes for free. Yep. Also know of any sites that offer free alphas for skin details. There's actually a ZBrush suppository. I think it's still around and working, but they offer up free alphas there. Back when they were Pixelogic anyway. I think it's on ZBrush Central. You can still find it there. It's actually got 2 teeth on the other side. Okay. Nice, nice. Okay. I'll have to look up a reference of his other side. I think I'll keep him symmetrical for now and then add the other one later. Okay. Where are we at? An hour in? Okay. This guy's funny. I think I want to go a little smaller with his eyeballs. Okay. Did I say suppository? Slightly different thing. This depository. Oh, that's hilarious, man. Freudian slip of the tongue. Insert mesh. Oh gosh. When are you going to do a large build again? I do large builds on in my courses. So I don't think I'll do a large build on my streams, but maybe in the future. Maybe on my own channel I might. But the next one I'm currently working on is Lion-O. Gotta get him done. It's been too long. Doing a 3D print course with him. And I'm really anxious to just get that thing done and out of the way so I can move on to newer courses. I'm going to be doing a new course teaching mobile sculpting, hopefully soon. Repository. That's the one. Multi-mesh. not the other word. Yeah, I'm using I use Nomad on my iPad, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I don't like to talk about other software on here because this is the official Maxon website, but so I'll just lightly mention it, and that's it. Yeah, and I've used Forger as well. Forger's pretty good. It has ZRemesher in there now, and you can do box modeling in there, like polygon modeling. But you can use Nomad in conjunction with ZBrush. Like get it to a point and then bring it in here for finishing it up, you know. Your iPad's stuck in customs? No. Where did you come to America or something? What did you do to be stuck in customs? Yeah, Steven. No man on my iPad. I was unfamiliar with other software and did not know you could sculpt on your phone. I mean, you can use Nomad or Forger on your phone. Yeah, I mean, it's very small real estate, right? It's a tiny screen. I don't recommend it, but you know, if you're sitting in an airport with nothing to do, hey, there you go. But I'm very surprised how capable sculpting on the iPad is. Very surprised. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving it. Because it's so nice to be able to sit out on my patio or something, you know, or in a park or whatever, waiting for my daughter to finish doing something. And I just have it right there, ready to go. I bought it like almost 2 weeks ago, and I have the pencil and case just sitting here. Oh, I see. So you bought one, and then it's just stuck there. I see. The engraving, they're like, yeah, that's gonna have to stay here. We're gonna have to. What did you have engraved on there? Jeez. This isn't gonna fly. What is a good app for tablets that's similar to Puref? Well, I just bring in the reference right into the app, just like I do here. But I know there's something, and I can't remember what it's called. I don't know, this skull emoji. Call it in and put it in the background. Yeah. This can't be good. All right, let's get some. How do you throw the ref inside of ZBrush? You use, well, I used Spotlight. It's not really meant to use as a reference, but basically you just go to, well, I go to Photoshop or something like it, and anything that is a 100% black inside of ZBrush is actually an alpha. It acts as an alpha, so it will drop out and become transparent. So usually I will go into Photoshop and I will kick up all the darks in the actual image so they don't get alpha'd out, and then I'll paint dark black, well, 100% black. I sound like Batman. I only work in black. So, and you just take it to 100% black and then bring it in here. And how you bring it in is you go to texture and then you load it right here. Just click it and say import. You bring in your texture and then you click on this button that says add to Spotlight. And it will add it over here, and then you can just use Z and then move it around like this and scale up and down. And then, but you have to turn off projection. So this Spotlight projection right here, this button, this is in my custom UI, but you can find it under Brush Samples, Spotlight Projection. Well, brush, comma, samples, comma, spotlight projection. VizRef Pro. I think you're right, Mark. Thank you. Do you like PureRef? I do, but I don't use it as much as I should. I don't know why. I just tend to like to have my images right in here so I can just I drop the color off of it and stuff like that. So okay. Yeah, lots and lots of people love to use PureRef. And like I said, I like PureRef as well. I just don't find myself using it as much as I should, and I don't know why. Okay. Us looking around, attach your retinas to a single screen. Enter the matrix, become the pixels. That needs to be on a t-shirt. Yeah, the eye meat is out of control. So, I mean, I'm looking at this one, and I'll drop this one down here later on. After I get everything merged and I go asymmetrical. I'll do that in a minute. Okay, where was I? I was painting. Is it better to poly paint and then export it as a texture, or just work in Substance Painter from the get-go? And it depends on how you want to work. So for me, I love poly painting, and then I will bake the high resolution poly paint to the low resolution textures inside something like Marmoset Toolbag or Substance. So that's my thing. Okay, I'm going to remesh this thing, I think, before I get any further. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna stitch it all together. I'm thinking out loud here. Let's just go ahead and stitch it. We're ready. I'm gonna save it first. Before I finish coloring it. The eye meat comment wasn't meant to be a suggestion about your sculpting. Just a funny comment when you look at it all. You know what, Chuck? There's interesting on Discord. There's a new soundboard, and I've been thinking about recording some of my Shaneisms and plugging them into the soundboard over there. Be kind of fun. Okay, let's see. What was I doing? Merging these together. Merge down. What did I just merge down? The teeth? Gosh dang it. I had the wrong thing selected. Split hidden. Okay. Split those back apart. Now, merge this into this. You can do it. There you go. It's true. Okay, let's stitch these bad boys together. Remesh by union. You can do it. I'm so glad my website's working. Hey Jamie, can you talk about your new workflow a bit? Which workflow are you talking about? Are you talking about my with Sculptris Pro? That's the newest I think I've added to my repertoire. No worries. I used to use Dynamesh all the time, and now I've used Sculptris Pro for quite some time. And Sculptris Pro is just dynamic topology, meaning when you sculpt with it turned on, it will dynamically generate polygons. Crank it up so it's not so low. Why is it so slow? Okay. I'm using 2022 because it hasn't been the safest to do 2023 lately. so I don't have my picker. Okay, let's see here. Let's have these kind of come out. Sometimes you get these little holes when you're doing Dynamesh. See that little hole right there? And you just turn on Sculptris Pro and smooth over it, and it usually takes care of itself. Usually. Sometimes not. Smoothing this out. And sometimes I like to put like a ridge underneath here and then smooth it back out. So, for example, I'm just using my pinch brush. I'm just coming along and giving myself a ridge. It's a nice way to clean things up. Straighten it out. Because it was quite warbly underneath there. And it can also redirect the geometry because it actually pulls the mesh. He does have a hint of an upper eyelid right in there, so I want to get that in there. I'm just going to duplicate the lower one and rotate it around. Hey, what's up, Sammy? How are you doing? For my workshop, I have a Discord community, a private Discord community, and I have some sculpt rooms there. And Sammy's someone who hangs out in those sculpt rooms quite often. Sammy, how you liking that the new Discord organization? Is it getting too crazy? Yeah, it works better with that upper eyelid. Love the flow. Pinch damn standard H polish. Yep. Pretty comfy, cool. Yeah, I've kind of took a page from the Mighty Networks layout, and I wish I could choose my brand colors with it, but you get what you get. How much is it to join? Well, you just have to buy the course, the 3D Character Workshop. It comes with it. It's part of the what you get. And you can just go to 3dcharacterworkshop.com. Apparently it's working now. Need to catch up on your streams. I'm behind on all your tips and tricks. Yeah, I think they're all up on YouTube. Okay, what was I doing? I was going to remesh this. So duplicate, turn off the original, and let's see what we get. It's always a box of chocolates, remeshing is. Okay, I like to just kind of go with the default and see what I get first. I don't have any creases or edges or anything like that. I don't really care about that. But I'm going to go a little higher than this. I'm going to go 8, I think. Who's the artist of the concept? Hey, welcome. It's DMAC, like D-MAC. Okay, Z remesh. Here we go. Hope it doesn't choke my stream out. Good time for a sip of coffee. You still use low poly primitives and dynamic subdivisions to start? Yes. And remesh by union instead of Dynamesh to connect the different parts of the model? Yes, exactly. He went all pink. He looks like Earthworm Jim. Okay, let's see how it did. Not too bad. Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Okay, that'll work. I'll turn this on, dynamic. I'm trying to decide if I want to. When you remesh, it just kind of smooths everything out, and it makes things cleaner. And then you can subdivide if you want, and use the subdivision style of sculpting rather than dynamic topology. So it just kind of cleans things up a little bit. But then if you decide to go that route, then you could possibly be fighting with the geometry, like running out of geometry when you need it. Whereas Sculptris Pro, you don't really run out of geometry. And I was just noticing that I forgot to finish up his ear. So I want to finish that up first before I ZRemesh. So I'm going to hide that other one. Do that ear really quick. Best money I've ever spent, worth every penny. Thank you so much. I'm going to snag that little comment if you don't mind. Thank you. Snag. All right. What did I do at Disney? I was character department head on Disney Infinity. I sculpted a lot of the characters from that game. You can see a few of them back here. I worked on a couple other games, like Toy Story. Okay, what was I doing? I kind of want to do a decimation on this. So if you are doing this workflow and you find yourself with like too dense of geometry in areas that doesn't really need it, you can decimate it and clean it up. So let's just do that really quick before I continue on. I don't know why I have draw here, but you can just go to Decimation Master and you can just hit one of these numbers down here, these preset numbers. I'm going to go with 150,000. And it's just going to analyze the mesh, decimate it, and redo the surface, like rebuild it at a better resolution here. There we go. It kind of keeps some of the density where it needs it. I think that's still a little high, so let's go lower. That's better. Okay. I could live with that. That just kind of cleans it up. But it will clear off your poly paint. So I'll have to put that back on. Okay. Back in business. And it shouldn't look like you changed anything on it. It'll just optimize the surface of your mesh. And you can just kind of even out some of the geometry that it gives you. And this is perfect because this is exactly what you need to send to a 3D printer. The game like had a bazillion characters. Must be a serious grind. I mean, there were 3 different games and a lot of different characters, and it wasn't just me. There was like a big team on site, and then we had other companies that would be involved in it as well. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try just pinching this mouth to clean it up too. It's pretty wobbly. Okay. Let's get his ear in there. I need some dynamic topology for this. It's a little smaller than that. There we go. And a little lumpy up here. And then we can come back in with the detailed brush. And this detailed brush is just an altered Damien standard brush. I just tweaked it a little bit for my liking. It's funny, some of these brushes I feel guilty because it's like I change enough things and I go, that's mine. It's like stealing from someone else. But they have the settings that I like to use, so I thought I'd share them. But I always try and give out the credit from where they started. I admire your art style and how it catches the eye. I follow a more realistic workflow. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the thing that I love the most is just well-designed, very clean, stylized characters. Just very interesting shapes. It's almost caricature in a way. You know, you just very, very simplified, very exaggerated. It's kind of like doing a figure drawing where you're using as few strokes in your drawing as possible. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here. Let's turn on perspective and then change this to an 85. It's pretty good. Nose could be a little longer. His mouth is still too far out there. Yeah, it's mine. You no touch. Let's see if I can sneak this in a little bit. Then maybe curl this up around the mouth, around the tooth. There we go. That's better. Stephen, how long have you been a student of the workshop? You've been around for a while, right? I remember you being one of the early joiners. Okay, I'm going to turn this to the side and let's go a little more dense. And then I'm trying to think if I should run a cloth brush up here. This eyelid reminds me of those kind of suction cup toys where it's like a little half of a sphere and you can like flip it inside out and stick it on the ground and wait for a second and then it pops itself up. I think I was one of the first wave of students. It's been fantastic learning, although my primary tool of choice has become something else. It's all good, man. Is it the same redacted I was talking about earlier? Or is it the other one? The B one. The B word. Okay. Maybe I should come from this direction. That's all you had to say. So I'm going to tell you right now, honestly, that's right, what you said right there is one of the reasons I'm not interested in doing classes for it. Because, well, I think it's a little saturated in tutorials at the moment. Mecha Miniatures. Use your 3D scenes set up with a ruler so much. Well, miniatures, I would think so, but that's awesome to hear. Thank you so much. It's great. Elias, hello. Welcome, welcome. So with my brushes, just so you guys know, it comes with a ruler. And this ruler is what we're talking about. And this ruler helps you with 3D printing. Get the right size. ZBrush's mouse cursor changes. Can you show what? Not quite sure what you're asking there. This is Angry Elephant Seal. This is Watto from Star Wars. Game changer, awesome. Glad you you can use it. That's great. So the cursor, are you talking about the red circle? This just shows the brush, and if I hold down Control, this is for masking, and if I hold down Shift, this is smoothing. So that's where it changes. When you join the workshop, do you get free or discounted access to any future updates if you post new content? Yeah, so I mean, not to go into a sales pitch or anything, but so what you get is, well, if you check out the sales page, you can see all the stuff. And any future updates that I make to that specific course, then yes, you get it for free. I don't charge any extra. But new courses, like I'm doing a new course on a different software, that will not be included. So we do a monthly challenge every single month, and then I do a live review of the models from that challenge at the end of every month. And then there's a private Discord server that you can post your work in there and get feedback from myself and other students. And there are a lot of students in that. You know, I've had it open for 5 years, and over those 5 years, there's now over 2,000 students in there. So they're not all active, of course, but there's quite a few in there that are active and sculpting every day. And there are sculpt rooms, live sculpt rooms to hang out with other students. I'll hop in there occasionally. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And there's triple the content that there was when I first launched, just to give you an idea. Do you ever see people that put their toolbox menu on the left instead of the right? Yes, as a left-handed people, I do see that. I was actually thinking about setting up my user interface for left-handed people. I haven't done it. I haven't gotten enough requests for it to do it. I find it odd that everything for artists, menus, and shortcuts are all designed for right-handers. Yeah. I agree with you. That would not be fun. Okay. Anybody out there? Where's the sculpt rooms? It's inside my private Discord channel for my course. So you have to be a student in order to join it. I just updated my Discord. But it looks something like this. So this is the Discord channel. This is this is the private Discord. And like there's tech help and there's sculpt rooms down here. Hangout discussion stuff and work in progress, feedback, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, sneak peek. That's what the Discord server looks like. Okay, what time we got? 1:39. All right. Not enough geometry there. Okay, gotta do this a different way, maybe with the Damien standard detail brush. Sometimes I don't like to have, whoop, see a little issue right there. Sometimes I don't like to have Sculptris Pro turned on while I'm using certain brushes. And I also like to rotate my model. This is a trackball navigation. And at first, when I first started learning ZBrush, I absolutely did not like it. Because I came from the poly modeling world from using Maya, where the y-axis of the camera is locked. And so I wanted to just turn that off and get rid of it because I wasn't used to it. But now that I'm used to it, I wish every other software had trackball navigation, because I can spin my model like this and get very nice angles to reach. Do I have a space mouse? I do, but I don't use it too much. And it's not because it's not good, it's just because I'm used to using my hands on my keyboard so much. You have to say, how many hours have you had in sculpting? How many hours have you have in sculpting characters since you started? Like in my career, or this character? Or what? I have no idea how many hours I've spent sculpting. I think it's in the thousands. Do you have ZBrush 2023? Have you used the slime tool? I do have 2023. I have played with the slime tool. I think it works great for what it is. So if you have something that needs like Venom, if you're sculpting Venom or something like that, it works really well. I think Michael Pavlovich has a really nice tutorial on how to use the slime brush on YouTube you can check out. Yeah, in my career, I'd have to guess like in the thousands. Thousands of hours. To pinch these a little better. Anna Carolina uses these when you use them too. Yeah, Anna's great. I met her at the ZBrush Summit one year. We did a kind of a fun collaboration live sculpt once. I haven't used a trackball since '98. So when I say, yeah, when I'm not using a physical trackball. I use a mouse. I'm talking about trackball navigation, which ZBrush has by default. That just means you can spin your character in all directions. And I'm using the mouse. So, but it works like a trackball where you can spin it all over the place. So just not to be confused, it's the type of navigation inside of ZBrush, not a physical thing. Yeah. You're very inspiring to me since I started to become a character artist. I hope one day I can sit and remember, become as good as you are. Oh, you will. No, you will. Just keep practicing. Keep going. And like, I've been modeling characters for, it's almost going on 25 years since I started. I started back in 1996, 97 when I first started modeling characters. And I've been sculpting characters for I would say the last 8 years, like digitally sculpting them. So if you're just starting out, don't be intimidated by this at all. What in the heck is going on? It's like it's dots. I don't know what happened to my brush. How old was I began? Oh, are you? Hey, Tattoon. How are you? Is there a way to create a black outline in ZBrush just like your concept art has? You can do it with filters, like render filters. Not while you're sculpting, but I think you can do it in, yeah, some render filters have it. You started in 97, you're going on almost 26 years. There you go. I don't do math, I do art. I'll be 52 in August. That's how old I am. I'm old, getting old. And let me just show you my art station. If you guys haven't seen it, these are some of the characters I've made. You were born in 98. Nice. So, yeah, I did this guy during a live stream. So these are fun. Mickey, a bunch of these characters, Spider-Man. Good times. I need to update my portfolio. I have so many more. I probably have 1,000 characters that I've sculpted or modeled or whatever. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, I'll just soften this up. What is going on with my brushes? This one here, reset all brushes. Goodness, I didn't think that would take forever. Okay, let's see if that fixed it. Oh. Yes, okay, sweet. Reset all brushes worked. Can I join your Discord channel? You have to be a student. I'm thinking about making it public and then having, you know, a student section that's private. But that has not, I haven't set that up yet. So currently it is private for 3D character students only, 3D character workshop students. Kind of bring this up here. Maybe just across the back like this. All right, and I want to kind of put this purple color down the top. Well, it's a shadow, but I can zoom out, make my brush really big. Is that fully Sculptris Pro Topology? It is. Yep. You can see it right here. Okay. And this pinch brush, hopefully it's working better. It wasn't working that great a little minute ago. It's very nice, clean. Yeah. Yeah, it's Sculptris Pro. You just have to be careful with Sculptris Pro because it can be, I always say it can be dangerous because it can introduce lumps and bumps very easy if you're not careful. I'm just using pinch to just kind of drag this out. And smoothing it out on the surfaces. I don't want to smooth out the valleys, just the peaks, the roundness. Looks like we got another issue right here. Again, if you find an issue like that, you can just turn on Sculptris and smooth it out. It should fix itself. Okay. Put a little bit of that purple under his eyelids. And kind of fake some ambient occlusion in here. And in his nose. Do you ZRemesh and project? It depends. It depends on what I'm going to be doing with the character. If I'm going to be 3D printing it, then no. But if I'm going to be using it for, like if I want to render it out super clean surface, then yeah, I will. Because you can still see, if you zoom up in here, you can see the facets. See these facets right here? And you'll see those in a render. So I would probably ZRemesh it and reproject the details or clean it up that way. But for a 3D print, it's not really necessary. How are you, Wilberth? Welcome, welcome. How do you prepare this sculpt for 3D printing? Would you decimate the model? How would you get the scale? Sorry. I know who you are. Hey, Jerome, how are you? Thank you. Why, thank you. Leonard was in here earlier. I don't know if he still is. I guess he's going to be doing a stream with Maxon on the 4th, for May the 4th. I don't know if he's going to be showing his ad off or what. I think so. Yeah, this guy's, I love this design. It's really clean and fun. Okay, so to answer your question, how would I prepare this for 3D printing? So what I would do is I would combine all the pieces together and then remesh by union, which will stitch them all together. So it would be one watertight mesh. And then I would decimate it to lower the resolution and then send it to the printer after I measure it against my ruler. I won't go into how exactly to use my ruler, but the ruler is, just know that it's a known size. So if you have your model within the ruler, like don't go beyond the top or the bottom of it, and then you select the ruler and then export out your STL at 200 millimeters, because that's the known size of the ruler, then your character should be exported at the proper scale. Okay, I think I'm going to give him some eyes. Subdivide this up to about 1 million, maybe 3 million. You paint realistic eyes. Well, on this one, well, I'll show you right now. It's not really realistic. It's semi-realistic. Okay. What in the heck? Why is this not saving as a tool? It's like it reset everything. It's so weird. Okay, okay. Let's see. So his eyes are kind of, they have this dark circle on the outside, like a ring. So I grabbed this paintbrush. Again, I give away all these brushes over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can find them all there. And it comes with this user interface, and it comes with my ruler. So if you want to use those things, they're free over there. Okay. So let's test out darker, kind of a dark yellow ring. Do something like that. Maybe I'll have to rotate his eye in. Okay. And then what I like to do is, after I get this in place, I can do mask by intensity. So if you go down to masking, you can click on, see there's all these different ways to mask. Let's see here. My mic's in the way, I can't see what I'm looking at. Mask by color, I can do mask by color, by intensity. There we go. So it's under the mask by color menu. And that masks this iris out. And basically I can invert that mask like this. And now I can paint inside the iris without accidentally painting on the white part of the eye. I can grab this soft paintbrush, grab this yellowish color, and then just kind of hit it and grow it out to the ring. So I want the inside of the ring kind of, well, I can make it, let's make it crispy. Let's see. Yeah, that works actually. That's pretty good. Okay. Now, what I usually do is I paint the shadow with a soft brush. So I can go just a little bit darker. I don't want to accidentally paint over the ring there. Which I am a little bit. I'm going to go darker than that. In fact, I'm just going to eyedrop this color right here. How do you pick the color in your reference image? You have to have the ring showing. So you have to hit Z or Z on your keyboard for the ring to show. And then you hover over your image and hold down C as in cat. And you can grab one of these colors off of here. It won't work unless you have that ring showing. Okay. What is going on? Oh, I selected that blue from the thing. Okay. And I'm going to make my eye a little darker than what's showing there. Darker on the top. Because that's where, since your iris is shaped like a cone, that's like an interior cone, it's going to catch shadow on the top of it and light on the bottom of it. And that's kind of what you're seeing here. So I'm going to go a little lighter and whiter with the color down at the bottom. I just kind of want to catch that light and brighten it up down here. Okay, and then I'll grab the hard brush again, and I'm going to go really dark. Like this with the pupil. Do something like that. There we go. And then I want to fill the eyeball with a material that has like a shiny highlight. I can paint that highlight on here, but you know, it's not that realistic. So I'm gonna go grab, hey, what's up, Ian? How you doing, man? Thank you, sir. It's good to see you. Okay, let's see. How you been, by the way? I need to talk to you about Discord maybe later if you're around. That'd be awesome. Okay. So I'm gonna grab this. I like to go for the toy plastic. See how it has this little white highlight there? Then I just fill object with material selected, and it will fill this object with the material, not RGB. RGB is the color. Material is the material that goes on top of the color. Okay, and now I can switch back to skin shade 4, and now only the eyes will be filled with that material. Okay. How to paint blood in eyes? The same way I painted the eye itself. You can just grab red and just kind of use a soft paintbrush and just kind of paint it in there. Okay. What was I doing? Oh. Okay, I'm gonna just kind of pose this a little bit. It looks like it's 2 o'clock. My time is up, but I want to give him an asymmetrical pose somewhat. And aim his eyes. So I'm gonna put his eyes, turn off symmetry, do auto groups. So now they're each in their own group. If I mask one of them off, I can center the gizmo in the middle of that eyeball and then rotate it. That's not quite centered. What's going on here? It looks like I accidentally must have grabbed the eyes at one point and warped them. So, oh well. Okay. Turn it so it's kind of looking like this. Warped eyes. Let's see. Question: sometimes stylized art tends to look samey. What are your thoughts on maybe tips on how to develop your own look? It depends on, I guess, what you mean by samey. I'd have to see what you're talking about, because I feel like, I don't know that I agree with you. There are some people like that kind of get hooked in their own progress. I don't want to call anyone out, but there are some artists where all their art looks the same, and they kind of keep doing the same thing over and over again. But me, I try to, yeah, the word style is very broad. So for me, I try to pick different concepts from different artists and, you know, just do, and that gives me variation in my sculpts. And I try to keep, I try to stay as true to the original concept as I possibly can. And that helps a lot too. Yeah, like I did a chameleon once. I've done a lot of different ones. But I think there's a guy named Sam Arts. He's a 2D artist, and he actually did a YouTube video about it the other day, because his stuff is looking very samey lately. Like he paints this one girl's face over and over and over again, and it always looks the same. Because you kind of get into your own groove, your own filter, and you like the things that you're painting and drawing and sculpting, so you tend to do that same thing over and over again because you like it, you know? And that's where it comes from. Not gonna call anyone out. Now I hear the word what? T? I was talking about a 2D artist named Sam. I can't remember his last name. I think it just is just Sam Arts. I can't remember. All of Ashley's are exactly the same. He recently did a more naturalistic studies that was brutal on Twitter, but he handled it well. Oh man, the poor guy. I mean, I love his stuff, and the girl, like, it's almost seemingly like his muse is super appealing, right? And I don't know what it is, how he just figures out that same groove. No, I was totally teasing. They do not. They do not. And sometimes, how does that saying go? You're too close to the forest to see the trees. And I think a lot of people kind of get locked in that. You know, what's comfortable, kind of the techniques or the things that you just repeat over and over because you know they worked last time, and you're gonna just kind of fall into the same grooves. Because art is hard. Not gonna lie, art's hard. So when you find something that works, you tend to stick with it. But okay, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. I'm being summoned. Thank you so much for joining me today and hanging out. And I've moved my site back to a new look, and if you're interested in learning how to sculpt characters like this, check out 3dcharacterworkshop.com. Again, I have brushes, user interface, and ruler that I give away for free. And if you download the brushes, you get onto my newsletter, my mailing list, and be watching because some interesting news is coming soon. So, thanks, Spankies. All right, you guys. Thanks, everybody. He responded to a question about why his male art looked different and why his females look the same. Oh, goodness. Interesting. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll catch you all next Monday. Until then, happy sculpting. We'll see ya.